the co-feature, Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker. For Dubois has the IBF belt now, heavyweight title. Both guys trending in the right direction, right? Both coming off impressive wins. Dubois, we were there in Saudi, beat Hergovich, and then he beat Joshua. We were there as well for that. And for Parker, he beat Wilder and Zhang in his last two. So both trending up at the right time. Huge fight. The winner could be potentially fighting Usyk next for undisputed. What do you make of this matchup?
I think the whole card, again, dynamite. A very interesting, intriguing matchup. Dubois, big and strong. You know, he's thick boned. He could pat you on the back to say, "Have a good day, mate," and it hurts. You know, I mean, he's that kind of puncher. He's got that kind of power, like a George Foreman, blunt power, not crisp but blunt, both. And and Parker can catch you too, and he boxes. Parker, is a good boxer. Most people think he's got the edge in the body. He's very experienced, but he's got more miles on the odometer. That's we got to call it straight. I love Parker. I love both of them. I know both of them, but he's got more miles on the odometer.
Yeah, 33
And
years old.
yeah, and he's been in a lot of tough fights.
Yeah.
And Dubois is only 25, if I have that correct. I think
27 years old, Dubois.
27. So he's younger. He's got less miles on the odometer. That can make a difference. That can make, and the size and the strength and the power, where you can't make a mistake with Dubois because he could get you right out of there. Dubois has shown a good chin that he could survive if he has to survive some of those shots with Parker. I would say that he's shown that. Although you never know, guy puts them together on you, catches you, times you right, which Parker's capable of. You never know. But at the end of the day, the reason why I'm going to wind up picking Dubois, and I'll tell you why. The mental side. 75% of this, I always say it, I preach it, I know it, it's to my bones. That's the most important part. Dubois is a different man. Dubois is a different guy. Dubois has gone through a metamorphosis. He ain't a moth no more. He's a butterfly. I mean, really. I mean, he's a different guy. If he fought Usyk again, that's going to be a different fight too. And you know how much I love Usyk. But that's a dangerous fight, much more dangerous now because of the metamorphosis, because of the change that Dubois has gone through in his last several fights, where he's found himself, where he's mentally a tougher guy now. He's redeemed himself. He believes in himself. That, my friend, when you mix that with power and ability and size, that is a dangerous combination. There it is. I want to keep it short and sweet, and I don't want you yelling at me.
I'm not going to yell at you. I do want to ask you, though, because I agree with that breakdown and everything you said about Dubois and the mental side and the change that we've seen of him. Is he overlooking Parker? Is he too infatuated with this newfound confidence? And could that be an issue going into this fight? Because for me, I love Parker and the work Andy Lee has done as his trainer with him.
Yeah, tremendous.
It feels like he has to be perfect all night. He has to box and move, and he cannot make one mistake. And Dubois doesn't. He just has to be right once. So I wonder, though, going back to what I just asked, is he overlooking and looking towards the rematch of Usyk instead of Parker in front of him?
That's always possible. One of those molecules in the air. There's molecules in the air all over the place. Germs, viruses, good thoughts, bad thoughts. There's stuff in the air, buddy. It's always in the air. That could be an X factor. That could be one of those intangibles. There's no doubt about it. But he's got a good trainer. He's got a good trainer, Don Charles, and I don't think he'll let that be possible. But it's always a possibility. You can overlook a guy. They're talking about Joshua. They're talking about a rematch, or they're talking about Usyk, of course, which would be the biggest. They're talking about but that's your responsibility. That's part of being a pro. That's your responsibility, really. That you don't have that situation where you overlook anybody. That's part of being a pro. That's part of crossing the T's, dotting the I's. I'm sorry, it is. But yeah, it's possible. But I don't think it will happen. And I think the best shot for Parker is what you just said. You said it better than I can say it. where he's got to box, not engage, maybe in spots, but not too long. He's got to get out of Dodge by 12 too. You know what I mean? He can't stay too long in front of this guy. He's got to box. He's got to control the outside, and put on a boxing clinic all night long and not make any mistakes.